There is a morning ritual in Germany that is completely unheard of in the US, but has been passed down through the generations of many German households that ensures the stability and health of every household across this country. So important that it is even many times repeated 2, 3, 4 times a day, or even in our current worldwide situation, this ritual has been spread to take part in German schools every 20 minutes throughout the day to ensure the future health and stability of this nation. What is this integral ceremony that was completely foreign to us until we moved here and began to initiate ourselves in this German rite? Lüften.
Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. I am Donnie.
And I'm Aubrey.
And we are two Americans currently living in Germany and sharing all of our experiences living here and traveling throughout Europe. There is a daily ritual in Germany that when we first started experiencing it, we thought we were just in the company of a few fresh air fanatics. But then we soon learned this daily ritual is actually a nationwide phenomenon and obsession. From opening windows completely wide open twice a day regardless of the weather to massive mold infestations. In today's video, we are bringing you Lüften, Germany's fresh air obsession, America's immunosuppression.
Normally, when we do differences videos, we give a disclaimer about we are specifically from Oklahoma in the US, and we now live in Rhineland Falls in Germany. Therefore, these differences may be more specific to these two regions of these countries, and differences definitely could exist in other parts of each of these two countries. And you may have a different experience, but today's topic is certainly one that seems to be very consistent when you travel within these countries. However, we still are very interested in hearing your experience with Lüften wherever you are from. Also, if you are from a different country other than the US and Germany, how do you handle the subject where you are from? Leave all of those thoughts and comments below.
So we first need to address this very foreign idea so that viewers from outside of Germany, specifically Americans, can understand what we are talking about, because as we will explain, this is an extremely foreign idea to us and we have never heard of this practice or had a need for it in the US. Lüften is the German word for how we would say in the US ventilating or airing out. For many Germans, if not the vast majority of Germans, it is a very important daily ritual when they first get up in the morning to open all of the windows completely wide open for at least 5 minutes, regardless if it is 90 degrees in the summer or 10 degrees in the winter. Typically, the act of airing out their houses will be repeated again in the evening, but we have read that some go as far as doing it 4 times a day, or even the extremes, and probably very small number of people do it every hour if they are at home. There are various forms of Lüften in Germany, like Stoßlüften, Querlüften, or simply putting your windows on kipp. Stoßlüften would translate to something like impact ventilating or shock ventilation. Basically, this is just opening the windows wide open and just getting a rush of fresh air into a room for a short period of time. Querlüften is more easily translatable to cross ventilation. This is opening windows across from each other or all the windows in a house at once that allows for air to blow directly across and through a house, and it is the most efficient way of ventilating a home. Kipp is tilt in English and is the literal tilting of the windows. We honestly have hit on the German windows so many times now that everybody has to be aware of the surprising window technology, and The Guardian describes German windows this way. In Germany, windows are designed with sophisticated hinge technology that allows them to be opened in various directions to enable varying degrees of Lüften.
We describe Lüften as a ritual in Germany, which is a bit of a dramatization, but there is a specific dance to how Germans properly air out their homes through these methods. The first important rule of ventilating your home is that you must turn off your radiators. Obviously, this is only important in the wintertime, but you have to do this or else the thermometer inside the radiator will detect all the cold air and will waste a lot of energy as it tries to heat up the room unnecessarily. Next, you open the windows all the way and let it stay like that for 5 to 10 minutes. units. Then you simply close all the windows and return the radiators to the desired temperature. It is as easy as that, except it isn't. There are numerous German guides online telling you the proper way to ventilate a room based on what activities are going on in the room, what type of room it is, or what time of the year it is. Examples would be during a shower, you can tilt the windows to let the steam out of the room, since many German homes don't have a ventilation system, but some modern homes do now, or bathrooms that don't have an exterior window will. And then after the shower, it is good to completely open the window and close the bathroom door to the rest of the house to ensure the humidity doesn't spread to the rest of the home. When cooking, it is wise to turn on the vent hood to help remove not just odors, but also steam, and one should also tilt any windows in the kitchen to help further remove the humidity building up. Some people will leave their windows tilting all day, but that doesn't allow as big of airflow as just opening it, and in the wintertime, you will constantly have heat leaving the room, making it very energy inefficient. This method can also lead to condensation building up around the window frame, which then could lead to mold. There are countless others, but those are some of the big, main, important ventilation tips. Overall, the goal of all the methods is the same: create air circulation, get fresh air in the house, get odors and humidity out.
But all of this leaves a big question. Why do Germans do this, and why are they obsessed with fresh air? First, we have to take a look at the construction of German homes. They are built very airtight and have very thick walls and windows. This is great for insulation and keeping homes cool in the summer, because most German homes don't have air conditioning, and also very warm in the winter. But a major drawback is that it doesn't allow air to flow in the home continuously. This causes stagnant air and humidity issues, which can lead to multiple problems like bad odors forming, bad mold problems, and according to many Germans, bad health. Without air circulation after you boil an egg, for example, that steam has nowhere to go and instead just stays in the air, increasing the humidity and creating a nice and warm and moist environment that mold loves and thrives in. This can be such a big problem that in German rental agreements, sometimes there will be a portion that describes how often and how the home is supposed to be heated and ventilated. We personally know people who have had major mold problems in their homes. You know who you are. And this can be a big issue, particularly behind furniture pushed up against a wall if a home is not allowed to breathe and get fresh air every day. Besides the mold issue, without air moving around, odors tend to just linger as they don't have anywhere to go. For the faint of heart, European summers can be difficult to adjust to without air conditioning at times, and with that comes the smell of human body odor that is inevitable and unavoidable. Or simply a biobin that was forgotten and needed to be taken out can cause quite a stench that has nowhere to go without proper ventilation in a home. And that also isn't to mention the famous German Ausfarts.
Pertaining to health, this is in fact a normal part of German daily life and has been for generations, but it has recently particularly come up as an important topic because of COVID. Germany has been pushing the acronym AHA to try and promote health and safety in this pandemic, which stands for Abstand plus Hygiene plus Alltagsmaske, distance, hygiene, and face coverings. But they recently also added C for their Corona warning app and L for Lüften, which greatly reduced the catchiness of the acronym from AHA to Apple. Chancellor Merkel said in a statement that ventilation is possibly the cheapest and most effective measure to protect against the coronavirus. This is a big debate and topic right now in Germany. The current debate includes themes such as whether classrooms should be ventilated more frequently, should ventilation filtration systems be used, or a combination of both, etc.
This is something that I have personal experience with because many of you know that I have been going to intensive German classes since we've gotten here, and in our school they increase the frequency of airing out our room, and with dropping temperatures, this has been very difficult. Some decisions were made that now we would sit nearly the whole class with the windows open, and every couple of hours we have to walk outside to breathe in fresh air. On one hand, it made it very nice because the fresh air seemed to keep us more concentrated, but on the other hand, it is currently freezing in class. However, in some German schools, we have heard reports that they are being directed to open all of the the windows for 5 minutes every 15 to 20 minutes to air out classroom, causing some concern for children's warmth in the classroom as we approach the winter.
But what is the truth behind the health benefits of Lüften? Well, obviously, we are no doctors, just two Americans trying to find the rationale behind this foreign practice. And online, we found that there are, in fact, a few health benefits. In the case of the current situation, it does help blow the bad particulates floating around in the air after someone sneezes or coughs, rather than just letting them hang in the air waiting for its next victim. Even outside of this current situation, we found 6 other benefits of the fresh air and an increased flow of oxygen listed in multiple sources like digestion help, improves blood pressure and heart rate, increases serotonin, which makes you happier, strengthens your immune system, cleans your lungs, and gives you more energy and a sharper mind. However, there is a dark side to this ventilation, and is one that Germans are somewhat famous for being very conflicted on, and that is the Durchzug, or in English, the draft. Because of course, opening the windows and fresh air is not always the best for you, even with all the health benefits. Cold air also can suppress your immune system or cause your blood vessels to narrow, which can hinder white blood cell movement and hurt your ability to fight off germs. Therefore, even with as pro-fresh air as Germans can be, they also hate a draft. Lüften is a delicate balance and dance in Germany that can end in a German yelling at you to close the window after they had also just been complaining about the air being bad and stale.
If you are German and have made it this far in the video that seems so common sense to you, you may be asking, wait, why the heck is fresh air so foreign to you guys? And that is because in the US, this isn't a thing at all. The idea of fresh air as a remedy for being sick, on one hand, it is mentioned, but it also is viewed as a slightly old-timey cure for illness that modern medicine has all but replaced completely. Our homes are also often not built completely airtight on purpose to prevent the issue of mold and odors and encourages slight airflow like German homes don't have. We also almost all have some sort of ventilation system or air conditioning in our homes that constantly keeps air moving and circulating. Because we also have climate-controlled homes, it is super common for children to be yelled at by their parents all summer and winter long about kids running outside and leaving the door open or opening a window out of curiosity and letting out all of the heat or air conditioning, because the house will then have to work overtime to correct the internal temperature, wasting tons of energy and costing lots of money on the monthly utilities bill.
We remember growing up that we would only ever open windows on a very special occasion if it was a particularly beautiful day in the spring, or when we accidentally overcooked our bacon and had to let the smoke out of the house before the smoke detector went off. The idea of stale air in the US is pretty foreign, considering our air conditioning systems keep the air pretty well circulated throughout the day. There is also a common misnomer that if you keep a lot of plants in your home, this will help prevent a buildup of toxins and help produce fresh air. A study by NASA and written about by National Geographic shows that you would need about 10 plants per square foot of a home, so 5,000 plants in a 500 square foot apartment, just to make any kind of impact on air quality.
So now that we have been here for over a year, where do we stand on the issue of fresh air? It honestly wasn't until fairly recently that we actually really learned the importance and proper way of doing it, and now we try and remember to do it every day as we continue our personal Germanizing transformation.
So we want to know from you guys, how often do you open your windows in a day, and for how long? What is your take on fresh air in your office, classroom, or home?
Also, don't forget to check out the links in the description for amazing deals like 3 months free with our favorite VPN, or up to $40 off your first Airbnb stay. Just don't forget to Lüft that Airbnb if it is in Germany. And thank you so much for watching this video, guys. We hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you in our next video.
Choose. Aaron out the state. Also, if you're from a different country other than
for many Germans, if not the vast majority of Germans, it is very important. For many Germans, I was running out of air there. Yeah, I need some Lüften. But all of this leaves. That felt weird. My hands. I was like trying to pull them up. I was like, oh, please. Okay, I gotta redo that. Too classic.
We have a fan blowing our hair.
That's my pose.
That's not good.
I'm getting more
Oh my goodness.
actory with them.
Should we fan?